All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally back here for round 4 now. We have got Team FWM and Team Key, and once again joined by Genome. How are you, mate?
Looking very much forward to Route 66. This is one of my favorite maps. The wide open spaces make it, I think, sometimes a lot more interesting than some of the other payload maps. You get a lot more. There's a lot more opportunity to flank, especially on this first point. You know, you can. There's always such great interplay between people trying to hold on the top and then falling down and just going everywhere. It's really good, and I think a team that can stick together and effectively has a massive advantage.
Yeah, definitely. It's actually one of my favorite maps as well. I really love just the bright colors. It's such a fun map to cast, and it's such a fun map to look at. But it can also be a bit of a tricky map, and in past custom game nights, we've actually had it sometimes where both teams couldn't even get the first point because they just were able to defend so well. So this is one of those maps, I think, where, as you said before, you're going to see those flankers come out, and as we can always see on the attacking side, Key on that Genji could be really vital for the defensive team. Pretty standard lineup. They have really got that sort of season
there's
1
no Bastion.
meta. Yeah, well, they got no Bastion.
it's a great map for El Presidente. I love seeing that.
You could even put the Bastion on top of the payload behind the Reinhardt shield, but nevertheless, they elected to go with something that resembles the real lineups that you would probably see. None of this fun stuff. So pretty standard start already. Obviously, the Team FMW starting on top of the service diner. Team Key just going to slowly start pushing, and I guess how quick will they jump down? Some teams, they jump down really early, even at the sign, the welcome sign. Some teams, they let it push all the way kind of to the end of the diner, just before it turns the corner. As we see,
yeah, a lot of it definitely comes down to how quickly you can crack the Reinhardt shield. But there you go, two quick picks for Team FWM.
Yeah, Katsuki taking down 2 quick picks rather early. Surprising to see actually Key was on near the payload instead of flanking around the back there. Behind the diner on the Genji.
Also interesting to see them stay up the top there. After you get 2 picks, that's often the time where you should be, okay, let's go down and wipe the next 4 and then waste, another 30 seconds for the offense. Yeah,
maybe they just didn't. Maybe I think that because the rest of Team FMW the rest of Team Key was still so far behind, they weren't really on the payload. They felt
playing it safe.
Could we even get close the gap there? As Team Key is slowly starting to push around the right side of this. Here comes Fat Users. He's charging in. He didn't get anyone though. Aqua's trying to get that high energy beam into his face. But Katsuki went down a bit. That's a really nice pick off by the moderator. As Apathy's just stopping this payload from moving. This is a nice little bit of a cheeky little stop there. But the rest of his team is dying. So you can stop it all you like. But Apathy, you've got to be defending your team.
Meanwhile, the whole time
but they're turning it around. The gravity
surge Harmony Orb and just completely distracting the FWM, the McCree for the other team, and that's what allowed them to push in and get the 2 picks at the start there.
They slowly started to turn this one around. Apathy and Aqua there, the 2 tanks who stayed alive, but unfortunately it was the Dragonblade coming out from Key that his tanks and Fat Users and Rockford came back and finished the job. So it looks like they should be able to get this first point. A minute 50 though, it's not a bad start for either side so far.
Yeah, only McCree left up the top now. Looks like he'll get taken out pretty soon. And that's actually quite bad because he's going to have a very staggered respawn there. And it'll be quite a while before he can join his team. But yeah, Key on the Genji there, absolutely making the difference.
Yeah, he's definitely turned it on, Key, going around flanking, getting those kills. That's what he needs to do. They've got a bit more time now, obviously getting this first point down. Gives them the, I guess, less pressure when they need to attack. That's when they need to defend. They've also got a lot of ultimates, and Katsuki's just done a solo job there, but it's going to be all eaten up by Fat Users as shield.
That was great, hiding in the bush by himself. But unfortunately, you really need your team to come in and distract when you do that. Otherwise, you're just going to get focused down straight away, and the Death Blossom goes to waste.
And they had the Earth Shatter as well from Apathy, so he really had at least follow-up ultimates there that could allow him to use his ultimate a bit more effectively. FWM taking down Key, put the High Noon as well, and then got stunned, so he's completely lost his ultimate. Apathy swinging the hammer. There comes the Earth Shatter. They're turning this one around. He's got 2 kills now. Here comes Katsuki. He gets the kill as the blue team, they finish it off.
That was so completely unnecessary by Team Key. They've got 6 ultimates, and they didn't use any of them. If you're losing a fight, and you've still got 6 ultimates at the end of it, then you're being way too careful. You need to just pull some of them out and make something happen.
I guess the only good thing out of that is that, FWM's team did use quite a few ultimates there, especially the Earth Shatter. They've only got the Transcendence now, so that's really probably only going to stop Rockbohog's Graviton Surge. Outside of that, they've got the big advantage, although they just lost Vista really early. Key's got the Discord on him, he's in the backline. They could take him down as well. This could all but stop the red team's push. They take down Kristoff, so the Zenyatta's gone. The Earth Shatter coming out really early from Fat Yeezers. I don't think he got anybody, so that's already been wasted. And now E-Donkey took down Key, so the Genji is down as well, and Fat Yeezers falls down. That was just an awful push from the red team.
I mean, there's so many ults they have that they can use offensively here. They can use an offensive sound barrier. The Genji's Dragon Blade is so good to get a couple of key picks at the start of a fight. Even the Transcendence, as we saw last game, it's possible to use that offensively as well. Combo something with the Zarya ult. Just pop them, guys. Come on, you're not building ult while you're keeping it.
Well, they've still got 5 ultimates up. The rest of the red team, obviously, Fat Yeezers is using his Earth Shatter by himself as now he charges in. This would have been a really good time to have that Earth Shatter. Here comes the Graviton Surge. Oh, he pops the Dragon Blade. Vista went down though by Katsuki. Oh, he's going to pop his own ultimate. The Death Blossom comes out. He takes down Vista, but Rockbohog turns it around for his team. Finally, Earth Shatter from Apathy trying to stop this red team, trying to stop Team Key. They got 35 seconds to go. Key gets the double kill. It's the captain. He's turning it around. Aqua's by himself. Can they get this second point? Are they running out of time as the blue team are slowly coming back? No, they're going to let him have it.
Well, they finally used them all. I don't want them to fight as it should have. So yeah, but look, that really should have happened 2 pushes ago. Good work. They'll get another chance. They've only given themselves 1 minute and 45 here though, so that's 1, maybe 2 pushes to get through this. It's going to be tough to finish the map.
Now, of course, this is not going via stopwatch. We'll be going via just the normal time bank, the normal competitive rule set. So I guess in a way, if they can still get it within the next minute or so, that's pretty decent. But they'd be feeling a little bit nervous with that time regardless. And while Team FWM would be pretty happy with this defensive effort right now, as the high noon comes out really way too early, the shield's up as well, so he's never going to get anything out of that. Now charging in his Fat Yeezers, he's able to connect, but he's going to get stopped. Oh, the charge is coming back from Apathy now. He's going to take him down, but Bifster gets the double kill while he was on top of the payload, and they're continuing to move it. They've got 1 minute to go. They've completely wiped him. Only Aqua's still alive, and he's all the way at spawn. So with 55 seconds, the red team could just about do it.
Wow, that getting Fat Yeezers down there was so key, because he had his Earth Shatter and he could have turned that around completely. I thought he was going to do the charge in and then turn around to get the hammer, but it looks like they're only going to have time to stall this out.
Aqua trying to stall it around on that Tracer, breaking it down was Geyser. He's able to try and keep Aqua alive. He's got the Discord, the Earth Shatter coming in onto FWM. He just takes him down immediately. They're all down, surely. Oh, charging in his Apathy. They're just wasting time. 25 seconds, but this could be very valuable time in the long run. Keep up in the Dragon Blade. He's sick of it. And with 22 seconds on the clock, they've finally got it.
I think that's Akatsuki. Wow, there's some tough names in here.
Yeah, it's pronounced Akatsuki. I've had this problem in the past. Yeah.
He called good round with before it had even finished there, and there's about another 3 or 4 people died before the round was actually over. So I think he needs to get out of his own head.
Yeah, definitely.
And believe.
Could have just picked a Mei and just sit on the point with the ice ball and the shield. You could have done Diva as well. Whole bunch of things could have come out, but still,
I haven't
overall,
run into the problem yet where if you cap with 0 seconds left, and then the other team cap with some time left, what happens?
Well, if you have some time left, you win straight up.
You just straight up win.
Getting into that overtime makes things a little bit tricky in a way. So even if you have, I guess, 1 second, that still gives you, I think, about 30 seconds or so to at least push the payload, because obviously the way that the rules work is, as long as it's in overtime, you can just push it all the way from start to end.
Yeah, and I know if you've got some time left, they bump it back up to 1 minute and then give the equal of that to the other team.
Yeah, so...
But yeah, I wasn't sure about the 0 seconds.
But if it does go to, as you said, overtime, then they would even need just 1 second left on the clock and it would be all over. So, but it hasn't happened. They've got 22 seconds on the clock, and we've seen this in the past, where obviously some teams struggle to get it all the way to the end. They finally cap it, 20 seconds left, and then they defend, and the other team who just defended so well can't even get the first or second point.
Yeah, well, and we've got Key here, who's on Genji on the defense, which is, it's definitely something that can work. It's not, you don't see it as often as you see it on offense, but he was so good on the offense that I think he'll be fine here.
So underway.
But I think they're sticking with the same lineups, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much the same lineups here. So I guess it's not too obvious. Like obviously these lineups that they have are pretty much set better lineups. They're really good heroes. So basically, I think probably the only thing would be key on that Genji on defense, but it's still viable. It's still a perfectly fine option.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, sneaky teleport by.
Oh, Katsuki. He's just gonna.
There,
yeah, he's gonna go down immediately though. I think they noticed that one pretty quick. Even if he was to get that teleport off, he's probably only going to get 1 or 2 good shots in. He needs to take out the supports rather early as FWM takes down Key, so it's a bit of 1-for-1, and Akatsuki will come back a little bit quicker here. So they will actually have probably a 6v5 little matchup for about 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, giving himself away as a bit of a free kill, and he's gone straight back
he's
up
done
there.
it again.
This time he actually uses his Reaper form, which is what he definitely should have done the first time to keep himself alive.
So he pretty much just stalled them there. They all focused on him there. The payload has actually got a really good position. Key, really nicely done. Takes down Akatsuki. FWM taking down Fat Yeezus. The Dragonblade coming out from Key immediately as Ruck Roadhog takes down FWM. This is a good little defensive push. Apathy, that Earth Shadow was really interesting. It looks like he was aiming for the building. He hit nobody, and Key takes down Kaiser. And the red team are going to defend this nicely.
I thought that was pretty good use of their ults. Yeah, they used the sound barrier to get rid of Key's Dragon Blade or make it pretty much useless, which is great. And then the Earth Shadow, I think he just sort of...
It was a whiff.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I've got to get this down. And the people were there. If he had done it a little bit to the left, I think he might have caught 2 or 3 of them. And then it would have been over the push. They would have got to the second point. But as it is... Only 2 minutes left.
Yeah, 2 minutes left for this first point, and Team Kia in a really good defensive position. Oh, Akatsuki sneaking onto the point. Have they noticed him? Have they noticed no one's turned around so far? Not even Bimster or Roadhog right next to it. Now they've decided, now they've seen it. It's finally happened. They're going to go in here. Oh, the Graviton Surge is going to be 4 of them. The High Noon coming out from Bimster. He takes down 1. Akatsuki was able to kill Bimster right after it. He got another one. He's got a triple kill in the backline. Nicely done by Akatsuki. The rest of the team need to push up. Akatsuki, though, you could just move the payload, but they're going to get it anyway. Nicely done by Akatsuki in the backline on that Reaper. They left him. They saw him on the payload. He raced away, and then they just kind of forgot about him as they went to kill the rest of his team.
Yeah, it was obviously a bit hectic there, and they didn't get the comms in time to realize he was there before he'd slaughtered all the supports. Also key was Apathy. No, sorry. Fachiza's. No, it was Apathy getting the charge onto Key and taking him out of that Graviton Surge, which is really good.
And Akatsuki just walked right into Key and took him down immediately. He's in the backline with another sneaky teleport charge. He might have to race away here because Vista's caught him out, but he's in that hotel room and he's causing some mischief at the moment. And he's got another kill. He took down Vista and Kristoff with that Death Blossom in the backline. He will fall down to Fat Yeezus, but he's done his job.
Yeah, and that really offensive move there by Akatsuki is letting them move it a lot faster through here than Team Key did.
FWM just wasting his High Noon there as Key gets the double kill onto the McCree and the Lucio. And Red Team, well, they've only 2 minutes left for Team FWM to push this. They're not doing a bad job. They haven't done anything bad considering how far the payload has gotten so far. It's still a reasonable time even for defensive sake. But they have got a couple of ultimates for both sides at the moment, so expecting things to kind of blow off a little bit here as Akatsuki's trying to get his Death Blossom back up by sneaking around the back line, trying to get some damage onto Bindi. Oh, but Apathy went down as FWM also took down Booster. It's 5v5. The Graviton Surge came out. Oh, but the Transcendence was popped as well, considering there was absolutely no damage going on top of that Graviton Surge. So the Graviton Surge was wasted, and then the Transcendence was wasted as well.
Yeah, it's the same thing we saw on Nepal last time. It's just, it's almost like a reflex for a Zen. If you see a Graviton Surge, you just got to pop your thing and keep everyone alive.
So breaking it down is Bindi. Are they going to push with this? Or otherwise, it was a bit of a waste as well. Roadhog was able to take down E-Donkey. That was a nice little pick. In fact, we're down to 1 minute and 8 seconds. So this has really been a nice little hold for the last minute or so from Team Key. Charging with Fat Yeezus. He's in a really tough spot right now. It looked like he got stuck in that bush as Kaiser took him down thanks to the help from Apathy. The blue team have got 4 ultimates, but they just lost FWM. The captain goes down thanks to Key. Breaking it down. The sound barrier coming out from Kaiser. He's charging in. Oh, but Key in the backline with the Dragon Blade. Oh, the Earth Shatter as well from Apathy was missed. It was wasted. High Noon. Akatsuki popping the Death Blossom. He takes down Bindi. All the ultimates are coming out with 35 seconds to go. They've got to be able to get this second point or it's all over for Team FWM. And they're not getting the kills. Akatsuki goes down to Bishta, who's done an amazing job on that McCree so far this whole round. And with 25 seconds to go, it's not looking nice for Team FWM. They're trying to get this payload pushing. Rockford, he's just getting in the way of it. Bishta with a stun onto Aqua. Can they take him down? Or he's just going to be able to get away as E-Donkey took down Key. We've got two massive Key kills at the moment. Key and Rockford. Bindi goes down. They're going to cap this with 8 seconds to go. And they're going to give themselves a chance, at the very least, of taking this to 3 points.
Finally. They really needed to make it an all or nothing play. There was fighting going on everywhere, but they weren't forcing the fight to be on the payload. And as a result, it was just one or two of them getting contested by some of Team Key. And the payload just didn't go anywhere as a result. They just needed to make it either team wipe or one way or the other.
So basically, they got 1 minute and 7 seconds here. The Oceania wasted, although he did pick up Aqua. They didn't kill him. Oh, E-Donkey! He takes down Fat Jesus. Tranquility coming out. The Graviton doesn't get anyone as FWM. High Noon. Struck Photo goes down. Dragon Blade in the backline. It's Key. Can he get a kill? Oh, he can't get anyone so far. FWM. He's going to be able to stay alive and take him down. It's a team wipe for Team FWM. They got 45 seconds. They got plenty of time here. They've got to push up though.
I'm not sure how Key missed the kill on the McCree there. He really should have got that. And if he had got the reset off that, he might have been able to take the Zaya off as well. So
34 seconds. They have to cap here. And it's getting super, super close. I think about 6 meters away. High Noon coming out from Bista. He got pushed, but it didn't matter. It's going to be the Graviton surge. It's going to be the Transcendence as Key took down Apathy. Are we going to see any kills? Yes. But Jesus takes down E-Donkey. Akatsuki in the back one. Pops the Death Blossom, takes down Key. FWM. He took down Bindi. Are they going to do it? They're not going to have much time. They're going to get it. Oh, they've done it. No. 9 seconds. Oh, they've managed it.
They might have been able to win there. I think if Zaya had just sat on the cart for just a couple of extra seconds, it might have been long enough for the other team members to come in and stall out for just another couple of seconds. And then as it would have been the scenario we talked about before, where they get 0 seconds, cap in overtime, and they would have lost automatically.
Yeah, and this is actually going to be a really good test genome where obviously if it was stopwatch, Team Key wins. They had more time, but now we obviously get a minute. Everyone gets a minute here. So, I mean, a minute.
Yeah, only 12
seconds the difference. So
it would have been a very exciting game if it was stopwatch, actually, and it still probably will be. So,
and I guess that's also, the bad side. We saw the good side, obviously, last night with the Free Agent A Championship, that 1 second game. And probably maybe a bit of the bad side there. It was such a close game, but it would have just stopped because they would have obviously not met the time. And it would have been so close, and it just would have been all this hype, and then they just can't get it.
Well, I think what's going to be really interesting here to see, with only a minute to play by both sides, is are they going to go for the conventional hold up the top and just try and win the first team fight and then shut them out? Or is it worth going for almost like a pub style hold really far up and just try and not let them move the card at all so that their objective becomes so much easier?
Well, the biggest thing, in my opinion, with these sort of scenarios, that first point is crucial. You get that first point, not only do you get that barrier, that blanket, but you're also going to probably get a little bit more of a push as you move towards that second point with overtime. And if you can somehow get some kills around that payload, you can just keep pushing it all the way to the end. As long as you're still on the payload, you go in overtime, the game won't end. So this is where it matters, as Rockford takes down FWM, but Key went down really early to Kaiser, jumping up, it's Harambe, it's Aqua, he's on top of the diner, oh, he goes down immediately to Bifster, but while that was happening, Akatsuki gets a double kill, both tanks are down for Team Key. This is a really good push for the blue team as Bifster trying to take down Kaiser. He got the stun, but he couldn't finish him off. Now coming to help out, it's going to be Apathy on the Soldier. They've done this really nicely.
Bifster stalling out for as long as he could, but this is going to be... I think they might get the first point here.
Well, it's going to go to, it's definitely going to go to overtime. The biggest question is, can they get the point now? They've gotten a good distance, but if they get that overtime, that's going to be absolutely massive. Team Key, they need to get the kills. The Tranquility comes out. This could be absolutely massive. If they can get the kills now for Bifster, High Noon has to get someone. Doesn't. Akatsuki was able to race them away. Now they're getting the kills. Now they're doing what they need to do. This is much better from Team Key. Absolutely turning this one around and should surely stop the payload right here where it is.
Yeah, so Team FWM, they really needed to be a bit more aggressive. Bifster went down so long after everyone else. Obviously, as their McCree, he's a massive part of their DPS. They had it right at the door. It was a 5v6. They really needed to just be pushing up as far as they could and initiating the battle as soon as possible to make the most out of that 5v6. And they didn't. They sort of sat on the cart and let Bifster get back into it. And then, he popped his high noon. They got spaced out a bit. And then won the fight in the end. Just used their ultimates a little bit better in a normal 6v6 battle.
Yeah, and so we have a checkpoint, we have a marker down. They've got 1 minute and 12 seconds to get it to this position. It's going to be really tough to hold because you almost feel like in these scenarios, if you can get it past that corner even slightly, it's probably going to get to at least the main door, which is past where they got it. Where this checkpoint is. So this is going to be extremely difficult to hold. They're going to have to be super aggressive at 1 minute and 12. The only difference is...
and 12 it's not a long time, right? I mean, if you think back to coin flip, I don't want to trigger anyone by mentioning coin flip, I'm sorry. But if you think back to coin flip, it was maybe 1 minute and 45. And in that, the attacking teams very regularly got to the first point. So 112, it's definitely doable. Especially when if you can keep pushing it in overtime. I think Key definitely has Team Key has more likely to win here than FWM.
I think the only slight positive is they at least know where that marker is. They know where they need to defend at the last second. This is their last barrier spot. So all they've really done is move that first checkpoint up about 5 or so meters. Outside of that, it's going to be all roughly the same. They need to treat it the same. 50 seconds already. That payload can move really slow at the beginning of this map. They just got to get it killed.
Just doing a little ninja walk behind the payload here to get it going.
And, there's a pickoff already. Especially took down Akansky. That's a massive pickoff here for Team Key. And now Key into the dino on top of it. Can he get any kills? Apathy tried to swing him his hammer. Oh, and there goes Aqua. FWM able to take down Key. That's absolutely huge. Key has been their best player so far. But Christoph taking down E-Donkey. They're getting the kills. Blue team are running out of members. Team FWM, you got to hold on. You've only got 20 seconds. FWM taking down Bifster. Can the captain do it? He's getting boosted by Mercy. Apathy went down. Oh, they're running out of members. FWM goes down as well. Katsky's by himself. Kaiser trying to get the revive. Oh, he did it. He had to shoot his weapon, but he got the revive. Now, with 5 seconds to go, you've got to get on the payload. We're going to go to overtime. Apathy, he's trying to hold on. He's not getting any damage. Akansky getting in the face of Christoph. Can he get him down? He does. He goes down, but FWM, he takes down. No, he went down to Bifster. Key, he took down Kaiser. No more revive. We're right on top of this. Apathy taking down Fat Users. It's all happening. The Dragon Blade comes out. There goes E-Donkey. Can he get any more kills? The high noon for Bifster was wasted. Really good shield. Apathy, the Earth Shatter. He takes down Rock Bodog. Oh, Akansky comes from nowhere. He takes down Key. Are they going to turn this around? Bindi, he pops the sound barrier, trying to just stay on the point. The Graviton Surge is going to keep Bifster off it. Bindi goes down. They're going to do it.
No!
Oh my word, what a game! The revive from Mercy. Kaiser, you've got play of the night, buddy. Well done on that revive. What a round from both of these two teams. Team FWM, Team Key. That was intense.
Wow, that really was anyone's game. And, the Mercy Res came out, and I still thought Team Key had it. Christoph popped his Transcendence, but they got no picks. I can't believe they didn't get anyone during that. They just, Reinhardt should have just dropped his shield, gone ham, started swinging, charged someone down. They really needed to call out a focus target because they should have got at least 1 or 2 picks there, and that would have changed the tide. But in that whole, I think it's 7 seconds that a Transcendence goes for, no one went down from Team FWM, and after that it was all over.
Well, the one time we don't get Mercy play of the game is probably the one time it actually was the play of the game, ironically. But unfortunately, because it was only a 2-man res. That was round 4. We've got 1 round to go. Coming up next is Team Friendless versus Team FWM. We'll be back right after this very shortly.